Welcome, it's denome. Today is Monday, 9th of September 2024, and I do have an exciting market update for you guys because we are on a winning streak right now. The market did exactly like we predicted in my previous video, which I sent on Monday, which I sent on a Friday. So here I predicted that the price will crash roughly to $53,000. And the reason why I predicted this was because of all the data from the news, the fundamentals, on-chain data, and we looked at the liquidation levels as well. And the price did exactly like we predicted once again, basically giving us $52,700 as the absolute low here, and we were able to snatch in a very nice longs here on this play. Let me know in the comments if you did the same. So now the question is obviously, where will the price go next? So again, in this market update, we will analyze the news, the price catalyst, the fundamentals, and then we will give you my prediction, where will the price go next. So this is very, very exciting right now. And obviously, when we go and take a look at the information, the most critical piece of information is the debate which will happen between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris tomorrow on Tuesday. I think it was 9 p.m. Eastern time. And right now on Polymarket, we have basically a betting option where you can bet for Donald Trump to win or Kamala Harris to win. And I thought this was pretty good. I made a video on Polymarket. Watch that if you haven't, by the way. But currently, if you bet that Donald Trump will win, you could even 4x your capital. So I think the bet is quite good. So I took the bet. I may lose money here because the resolution for this will come from the polls, and the polls can be rigged to favor one candidate over the other. So I did make this bet. I thought it was quite good. And also on the clauses here, if this will be cancelled, this will resolve into a 50-50, which means I will double the capital that I put in here as well. So basically, if Donald Trump is looking to win, I will win, as well as if there's a cancellation, I will win as well. So all in all, I thought this was a pretty good bet here. And also, for those who wanted to get my course for Polymarket, I have to give you a small delay because recently I lost a little bit money here on Polymarket based on a bet that I thought was going to be on my favor. So I want to give a little bit more time for myself to actually prove that these strategies work. So please hold out on that one. But all in all, why this matters for the price of Bitcoin is that Donald Trump is clearly a pro-crypto president. So most likely, if he becomes the president, Bitcoin and crypto will be going up. But Kamala Harris, on the other hand, we have a new situation with her. So she has now updated her policy positions on her website. So if you go over to her website, she doesn't say anything about crypto, anything about blockchain. Whereas Donald Trump is clearly, he wants to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve and to make basically pro-crypto regulation, which would create jobs, crypto jobs inside United States. So one side is basically pro-crypto and the other side is basically, let's say, neutral for crypto, but quite bad for investors because she wants to increase taxes. Also, when we go back to August, you can see that Kamala Harris has chosen Biden's economic policy advisors. And the Biden policies for crypto haven't exactly been pro-crypto most of the time. So this could be quite bad if actually Kamala Harris becomes the president. But I did get a comment on my previous video saying that he will unsubscribe me because I'm pro-Trump. And my position is ultimately it doesn't really matter who becomes the president, who doesn't. We can still make money. And also Bitcoin will eventually go up anyway. But I'm just saying that if Donald Trump becomes the president, or it's likely he becomes the president, that will most likely drive the price up in the short term. That's why I'm talking about him or them so much. So anyway, going away from the politics, we can now look at something else. So Binance CEO, he actually is currently banned for life for managing Binance. And I don't think this matters at all, to be honest, because he can manage the person who manages Binance. So there's a loophole here. Directly, he will not manage Binance, but indirectly, he can still manage it. So whatever. Don't think this matters at all. And other crypto news I didn't really see over the weekend, so they are basically whatever. However, when we go and take a look at the Bitcoin held by ETFs, when we go to the social value, which I've used before, it only tracks the actual ETFs of United States, and they have been basically on the sell side. However, when we take a look at all of the ETFs in Switzerland, Canada, United States, Sweden, Hong Kong, all of these things together, and the private funds as well, we are basically seeing no sell pressure. So it's the United States investors who are selling, but overall, when we take all of them in, there's really no sell pressure. This has been basically going sideways since June, so a few months already. Sideways action. You could even argue that it's basically in a small uptrend, the accumulation for Bitcoin at these price points for ETFs. So this is quite nice to see. It's not as bad as it would look like just looking at the US data. So this is why I wanted to highlight this data here. Next up, let's go over to Santiment. And Santiment is the tool that I use to basically look under the hood of Bitcoin. And the most important thing here is the Bitcoin supply distribution between wallets. We're basically able to look who is accumulating Bitcoin and who is basically selling their Bitcoin positions. And currently we have been seeing an accumulation from the 100 to 1000 Bitcoin holders. And these guys, unfortunately, their track record hasn't been absolutely amazing. So when they were buying here, we got a little bit bearish, but now we had the bearish move already. And now what you can see is that maybe they have started to sell already. These guys, they just cannot get it right. They just cannot. And I find that absolutely amazing. So whatever, they have now started to maybe a little bit sell. At least they're not accumulating at the moment. On the other hand, when we look at the mega whales, 10,000 to 100,000 Bitcoin wallets, as you can see, these guys have started to accumulate Bitcoin right now. When we go to their mid level, the 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin wallets, they actually sold this dump here. I don't know why they did that, but they actually sold here. So we got a little bit good here, a little bit bad here, but it is what it is. And when we take a look at the, let's say, the smartest investors that we usually see is 1 to 100 Bitcoin holders, and they actually started to are slightly accumulating here as well. So overall, this is maybe slightly bullish when I'm seeing this data here and looking at it. You could argue that the 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin holders, when they are selling this much, maybe we are seeing further downside. I don't know exactly, but I don't know why they have sold. But the good news here is when we take a look at old money, people who have been accumulating Bitcoin for more than 3 years, we're not seeing any sell pressure at this price point. We did see a little bit sell pressure from those who have held Bitcoin for more than 1 year. So basically 1 year to 3 years. We saw a little bit selling, not a lot of selling, but a little bit selling from those people. But the really old money hasn't sold in this dump here. So that means that the old money is still confident in Bitcoin, but this a little bit younger money, they have been basically going a little bit fidgety. So this is, in my opinion, quite bullish as well. So this is also nice to see. Another thing nice to see is we are still seeing a little bit more creation of stable coins. So now we have broken $159 billion. So this is quite nice to see here. Also, let's take a look at if anything else is interesting here. Not this was interesting. So we did see a basically a little bit of sell pressure from the miners, Bitcoin miners, here on this dump. As of now, it's still it's going sideways once again. Not exactly sure where it will go next. Not really a clear trend. You could say it's been basically going sideways here. I don't know what to say about this, but it is something a little bit sell pressure from miners here. All in all, fundamentals look quite decent. I'm not seeing any form of panic here, nothing like that. And now let's take a look at the exciting information, which is the liquidation data. So when we go to liquidation heat map, and let's take a look at 1 month as our basically look point currently. Depending on which data you look at, you will get completely different chart. But just looking at the 1 month data, you can see it was very nice that we came and basically broke the $52,500 here. We took out these liquidation levels, and immediately after these guys got liquidated, now they started new longs here, and they will get liquidated if Bitcoin price will enter these levels once again. But at least these price levels are not as bright as they were here. So these, you can see 1.7 billion, 1.6 billion, 1.3 billion. Here we saw 1.5 billion, a little bit less, 1.5 billion, 1.3 billion. But right now it's like 1/3 of the levels of liquidatable longs that we had at these price levels. So this is giving me a signal that maybe because the interest to basically long Bitcoin is at absolutely low here, maybe the price will start to trend to the upside finally, because there's no point in liquidating these longs anymore here. So the price already started to liquidate a little bit shorts here. Let's see how much did we have here. 900 million, 700 million already. And currently we're looking at 700 million here and 900 million here. So I think it would be quite likely that Bitcoin price will continue to trend to the upside, to be honest. So this is very bullish in my opinion, based on what I'm analyzing this. Now you could analyze this however you want. If you go to 1 year chart, you could analyze it completely differently based on this data here. But as you can see, most of the short-term liquidity got liquidated here already. We have a lot of longs here that could get liquidated, but I think it's quite a stretch to actually push price all the way down below $40,000. I don't know who has that kind of money to do it on their own. So I feel like this was the bottom here based on this data that we are looking at. Now let's actually go to the chart once again and basically show this all in the chart. So to me, it looks like Bitcoin is basically ready to get out of here. And when we have the debate between Kamala and Donald Trump, I'm expecting just a shootout to the top. I think Donald Trump will win the debate by a clear margin. Obviously, it's not a guarantee. If he does badly, the market could completely shift and we actually head to the downside. But I think that's going to be a catalyst that will propel the markets to the upside. Obviously, if you want to take the lowest chances right now, what I already did with some of my capital is I took out my profits at $55,000. And if we would break out from this, let's put here. So this would be the, let's put it somewhere. Actually, it can be here. So $55,600. If price goes above $55,600, then you go long Bitcoin. Not before that. So here is basically where you would go long, right about somewhere here, or even here if like price just goes sideways until that point. But anyway, basically below, above the green line you go long Bitcoin. So that would be the lowest risk play that you can make with the price here. So that's just my take. I could be completely wrong. Maybe the price will go lower here, but if you take profits here, re-enter Bitcoin here, then you are basically making the best possible plays, in my opinion. So that is my price action prediction, that we will basically just break out after the debate. Before the debate, we just go sideways basically. So what is it, 1.5 days until that moment. So I'm optimistic. I think the long liquidations have been done and dusted, and now we're starting to liquidate the shorts, and the catalyst will be the Tuesday event. That is still my stance. I hope I'm right. I could be wrong. I will be making a market update anyway sometime after the debate, maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, I don't know, or could be even a Friday if depending if I think the markets will continue to go up. I'll probably try to make the next update when I think price will start to go down once again. Once it's already gone up. That's my expectation, at least. Obviously, I will be flip-flopping when we get new information and new data and whatever. And if you want to join in on that discussion, make sure to actually join the Discord group, which is completely free, at least as of now. So I will see you there, and I will see you also on the next video. Thanks for watching this one. Like the video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.